Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us to celebrate Service Dog Class 9. I'd like to introduce the local Girl Scouts for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Audience attention. Please stand and remove all hats. Color guard attention. Graduates, the flag will be passed down the center aisle and the flag will be posted on the left. Color guard advance. Color guard, post the colors. Color guard, salute the colors. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Color guard dismissed. Audience, please be seated.
Thank you, ladies. My name is Cheryl Herman. I'm the director of the Service Dog Program. I'd like to take a few minutes to thank some priceless groups of volunteers. Without volunteers, we wouldn't be able to fulfill our mission. The first group I'd like to acknowledge are puppy raisers. You've opened your homes and hearts to our puppies. You socialized them and gave them a solid foundation, and we can't thank you enough. All your hard work, love, and tears are being reinforced today. Area leaders, you go above and beyond to help support us and our puppy raisers. Thank you so much. Breeder hosts, without you, we wouldn't have any puppies to put into puppy raiser homes. Thank you for opening your homes and your hearts to these amazing dogs. Volunteers, this campus would be very different without you. We thank you immensely. Thank you to my team of instructors, Erin, Nicole, and Sonia. Without you, we wouldn't be here either. The last group of people I'd like to thank and congratulate can't be here with us today, but those are our incarcerated trainers. They have taught the dogs skills that they would need to be on this stage. Thank you. Class 9, congratulations. You've made it through class. We've had lots of laughs. We've had some tears. We've eaten some ice cream. You've worked hard and you've come a long way in 10 days. Thank you for trusting the process and being patient with us and your dogs. I look forward to seeing how these dogs change your lives. I'd like to invite Russell Glidden to the stage.
You know, it's a lot of work to get here and graduate from here. It's not just, the 10 days or 9 days that they've been here, but the preparation up to that, just getting all the documentation and everything ready in order to be accepted into GDA. And then once you're accepted into GDA, there's a lot of homework and class work, a lot of interviews. So, when you look at this is a lot of hard work for these folks to be here. And it is life-changing, and I'm looking forward to the stories that come back. And please bring all the stories back about how the dogs have melded into your life and really changed for the best. So congratulations. How about a big round of applause for those folks? We continue, we did our merger, we did construction on the campus, and we continue to do great things around here. We're working on the programs. We're doing things like now we're really tightening the merger up. so that it's seamless between the guide dog program and the 3 other programs, the autism program, the PTSD program, the facility dog program, and even the pooch program, the facility within this correction institute. So, we see a need this year to really just focus on making this, the world-class organization even better than it already is, and go forward. So that's where you see our focus. We hired a lot of folks. We just brought on Cece Sanford. Cece, stand up a second back there. We just brought on Cece Sanford. Everybody, big round of applause for Cece. Longtime volunteer, and now she's going to be running our animal health department. As time goes on, you'll get to know her. She's a registered vet tech, and she's also taking over supervisory roles down there. And we're changing the vet department along with a lot of other departments. Look, when I look around at the staff here at GDA, I see a ton of really great people that their hearts are in it, and when they come in, this isn't a job like I used to work at UPS. I was a mechanic at UPS, and at the end of the day, you do whatever you do, your 8 hours, your 10 hours, whatever. You punch out, you go home, and you're home. This is your home life. That's not the way it works here. You go home, the phone's ringing, this is happening, the emails are going, and it's just a constant way of life. So, and these folks all do that, and they do it. They do the best job of anybody else when it comes to that. And I'm always impressed with how they roll with the changes, and we'll continue to do that. We'll continue to make you proud and stretch your dollar as far as it can go. Because my big speech is, what you want from me is when you give $1 to Guide Dogs of America, you want that to be handled very well, and that's really where I come in and really work to make sure your dollar goes far. So we're working hard at that. Mindy and her crew out there has been rebuilding the Canine Development Department. It's a pretty cool thing. So during COVID. We were just talking about it the other day. During COVID, I remember going around trying to meet with some of the area leaders, and the frustration was there because we just weren't out there because COVID was so scary at the time, and you guys were kind of left on your own in a big way to try to figure out how to make this thing work, and you did a terrific job at it. So I'm going to give you a big round of applause because even through COVID, you guys came through. How about that? But now I have the Canine Department back in full swing. We hired extra folks, and they're out there, and they're giving you the assistance that you need. And I think that's going to greatly improve the quality of dog that we put out at the end of the whole thing. And we just continue to seek excellence. I spoke about reorganizing the prison programs. We're meeting with the wardens. We're figuring out ways to get more grants. We're meeting with the folks that work in the prisons. We're meeting with our departments that work in the prisons. In case you didn't know the way this works, I was having a conversation yesterday with Nicole Maples, who was here, one of the instructors. And I said to her, I'm sending her out to an event. And I said to her, she said, what should I talk about? And I said, just talk about what you do, because quite honestly, it's probably the most fascinating job in this place. She goes into a prison every day, and she's dealing with that, So she has every day in a prison that she goes to, and she teaches inmates how to train these dogs. And I said, if you do that, I think that they'll be more than fascinating. And she agreed, and so she's going to go to the next event and talk about what she does. And I think the guys are going to be pretty, and the ladies are going to be pretty interested in her career. I want to tell you that we have a special guest here today, and I'm one who feels like look, if something happens in life and you get in trouble, you go in and you serve your commitment, and then you should come out and life should go back to you have chance to make good on everything, and now you're out of prison and you come back, and we should open our arms and embrace these folks. Well, I have a special guest today, which we'll be talking to you later. David, I always mess your name up, but Ruiz, did I say it right? Did I get it close enough? I got it close enough, right, brother? Well, listen, he was in prison, and he trained one of these dogs. He gave back while he was in prison. He didn't have to do that. He could have just sat there and did his time and got out, but he chose to give back. And not only did he give back, but he gave back in a big way. And somebody today is a recipient of that dog because of what he did. And I'm proud of what he did. I think that he learned a lot from it. I think that that he's come to the graduation today to share his experience, but I think we need to give him a big old round of applause. To me, that program gives a second chance at life to folks, and it gives back to society at the same time, and it helps rehabilitate. It teaches them responsibility and to love again, that they actually can accomplish something. Most of all, a trade that they can put to use. They get a trade that they can put to use when they get released. I actually had an experience where we went to the brig one time, and the guy in the brig said to us that he actually stayed in an extra few months so he could finish his dog out. He said, I got to finish the dog out, which I found amazing, but he did. He stayed in. It might not have been months. I forget exactly how long it was, but it was a while. He stayed in a little while because he was so into fulfilling that mission that he stayed and finished that dog out. So, I mean, this is a great thing. You know, people sometimes look at this prison program and they don't understand why we do what we do. But we actually look at it as actually our fourth or fifth program at GDA that we're giving back. Two of the recipients today are from Canada. One's PTSD and one's autism. We get a lot of support from the IM up in Canada, and it's nice to be able to give back. It's great to go across the borders and help out our brothers and sisters in Canada. How about the two folks from Canada stand up? Let's give them a big round of applause. There we go. So what have I been doing? I've been out there at IAM events again. We were at the Corpius Canine event just recently, which raised $108,000. And many conferences. I'm getting pretty good at the conferences again. Many conferences, and we're just getting great reception about all the changes at Guide Dogs of America, and they're energized and they're doing more events. It's a big, you know, it's part of what makes us roll. It's part of the money coming in. It's part of, you know, for instance, it's not just money. So the IM, the machinist, one of the things that they did was, you know, they opened gateways so I can get in and talk to some of these companies like Alaska Airlines, Southwest, and that's important to us because if we can get in there and form partnerships, it makes it that we can get to these clients at a much reduced cost. It makes it that they can give us their insight on how to do better with GDA, what they need to see out of GDA in order for them to become full partners with us. So they're able to open doors for that. They're also able to one of the projects that we've been working on and we're going to continue to work on is with the veterans when they get a dog. It's great, but as you guys well know, the cost of maintaining a dog as far as going to the vets and so on and so forth is pretty expensive. Well, and the government really needs to step up and give these dogs full medical. And in some cases they do. But they have to have a disability like missing an arm. The dog has to perform a service like opening a door or something like that, a prosthetic type thing in order to get it. We got to get beyond that because PTSD is an invisible, silent thing that I think our government needs to become more educated on and do a better job at when these veterans come back from service and they have these issues that they cover these dogs for them. So we're working on it, and the IAM opens up doors for us. So I want to thank the IAM and what they do for us, and they continue to do for us. It's a big part of GDA. So with that, we have a few sponsorships today. A team sponsorship is our highest level of sponsorship, and today we'd like to thank two good friends and a major contributors to our school. First, we would like to thank Jane Huey and the Huey Foundation for their team sponsorship of Colin and service dog Eclipse, as well as Lee and his service dog Buddy. Miss Huey lives in Arizona and could not be with us, but sends her congratulations and best wishes to Colin and Lee and their new service pups. Thank you, Jane. I was watching the news the other day in Kentucky. There's a lot of bad stuff going on in Kentucky with floods, a lot of missing people, and it happens to be that, you know, we have a Kentucky partner that helps out a lot here, and a lot of you guys are familiar with Sandy Bennett. And Sandy Bennett is our good friend. She lives in Kentucky. I called. I didn't get a hold of her, but Zach did. She's okay, and we're happy about that. But she's been generous to us and sponsored the team Joe and Max in memory of her husband Otto, also a veteran like Joe. Thank you, Sandy, and we wish that you could be here with us. I know you're watching. Big round of applause for Sandy Bennett. Also like to thank the CCAN Foundation for its continued support of our school, and today they are awarding a student scholarship to graduate Mark. Renee CCAN and her sister have supported us over the years, and in fact have also donated funds to sponsor one of our puppies. Renee is here today, and we would like to ask her to please come on stage and receive a small token of our appreciation for her support. Renee? Well, Renee, you know, listen, it's people like you, your sister, it's your sister, I think, that have just done so much for guide dogs and allow us to complete our mission. And without, you know, just the generosity and so on and so forth, we couldn't do it. We want to present you with this picture of what you accomplished, and thank you very much. And you want to say a few words?
It's our pleasure to be involved, and this is my first time to the campus. I'm just bowled over and seeing the dogs and all of you. It's really touching. Thank you.
Can we get a picture? Hey, Bob. Bob, can you get a picture? Can you get a picture? Thank you. Appreciate you. Finally, we want to give a special thanks to our NCL, National Charity League of San Fernando. NCL's dedicated members are on hand at every graduation, providing and serving the refreshments, assisting family members and guests, and generously helping out wherever they can. How about a big round of applause for NCL? They're great. I want to just take a second and thank the Girl Scout of America. She did a great job. Dee, where are you? Where are you, Dee? Stand up. Great job, huh? Great job. In closing, we got the Dinner of the Dark coming up in the dark. As for announcements, I invite you all to join us August 13th for our annual Dinner in the Dark. Greg does a great job with that event every year. Tickets are on sale now, and if you're interested in sponsoring the event, call the main number and ask for Greg. Vegas. We're looking for folks to come to Vegas this year. We're gearing up for our yearly banquet in Vegas. Mark your calendars. The 41st Annual William Whippensinger Charity Banquet will be held November 17th to the 19th at the Paris Las Vegas Hotel and Casino. For this year's theme, the Pup Pack is back. Visit Old Las Vegas to relive the days when Frank, Sammy, Dean were in Sin City's most famous entertainers, and Maryland too. So I'm inviting everybody to come out to that. It's a great thing. We raise a lot of money and we have a lot of fun. It's actually a 4-day event, I think. So Thursday we'll be doing Speed Vegas in case anybody's interested in driving a Lamborghini or a Porsche or anything like that. We do that. And we also do a gun shoot. We out at the Clark County Range always host us, and it's probably one of the world premier skeet shooting ranges out there. Clay shooting. So come on out to that. Friday we do a heck of a golf tournament, and those of you that haven't been there for the golf tournament, it's great. And then of course Saturday is the banquet. So we invite you guys all to come out and enjoy yourself out there with us. NCL, not NCL. What am I doing here? I'm all messed up here. In the donations. Finally, on the donations. Remember, we can't do this without you, without all the amazing support of thousands of individuals, foundations, corporations, organizations. For this, I'd like to thank you guys. You allow me to complete the mission that you set that me and the staff at GDA work hard every day to complete. So thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Congratulations to this class. I think you worked really hard. You deserve to be here, and I look forward to hearing your stories. Thank you. With that, Erin here, Erin's one of the teachers in class. She works hard to get these folks here. She's got quite a lot invested in it. She's part of GDA, but comes out of the TLC group. How about a big round of applause for Erin?
I'm a little shorter than Russ. Hi, everybody. I'm Erin. I'm the Client Services Specialist with Guide Dogs of America, and I'm going to talk to my class for just a second, and then we're going to get them up on stage. It's super hard for them to do what they do, and I think that when we come and we celebrate them at graduation and we celebrate all of what goes into the process, it's really exciting, and we see the teams and they look super good and the dogs look good and the people come and speak and they do a great job. But deep down, the people that are involved in the classes throughout the week and the time that they spend preparing for the classes, it's really, really hard for them, and every single one of them has to go way outside of their comfort zone in order just to get to the point where they get the dog and it can be useful for them. It takes a lot of strength and a lot of courage, and they're super brave for getting through this process with us and just trusting us. They don't know us before they come in, and they have to come in and just believe everything we tell them, and read this huge rule book and follow them, and it's very scary for them, and they're doing such a good job, and they plowed through this class, and we did some super extra fun stuff this week, and I just am really, really, really proud of you guys. You did such a good job. And I believe we have a slideshow of photos from the week. So I'm going to narrate as you guys get a chance to see a little snapshot of what we've been up to this week. So in the first photo, we'll see 5 service dog teams and 4 instructors posed on stage for a group photo in front of the GDA TLC banner. And in the next photo, we'll see Colin and Eclipse. Eclipse is a black lab golden retriever mix, and they are seated on a bench outside the GDA campus. And we'll see a photo of Eclipse. She poses in a sit position, and she's wearing a purple service dog vest. Then we have Colin sitting on a bench outside while Eclipse sits and looks at him. Then we have Colin and Eclipse taking a walk on the sidewalk around a lake while an instructor blows bubbles at the team. We're excited that one made the slideshow. Then we've got Joe, and Joe sits with his arm around his new partner, Max, who is a male yellow Labrador. Max lays on a rock at the park wearing a purple service dog vest with a smile on his face. Joe and Max walk on the sidewalk next to a lake. They look at each other and they walk in synchronized strides. Joe sits on a bench at the park with Max in an under position, and that means Max is lying down behind his legs. Mark is next, and he stands behind Ned. Ned's a male yellow Labrador golden retriever mix. And then we've got Ned posing in his purple service dog vest. He's in a down position on the bench on the GDA campus. He's got one paw artfully hanging off the bench. And then we have Mark sitting on the bench at the park, and Ned's in a squish position, lying across his lap while they're both looking at the camera. And Mark stands holding the leash while Ned sits looking up at him. And then we see Lee and Buddy. Buddy is a black male Labrador, and he's sitting on a bench at the GDA campus. Then we have Buddy posing in his sit position by himself in a purple service dog vest on the bench on campus. And we have Lee and Buddy taking a walk together on the sidewalk through the trees and grass at the park. And then we've got Lee crouching down on the sidewalk in front of the lake to give Buddy a drink of water from his travel bowl. And then Maureen is next. Maureen sits next to Knee-High, who's a black Labrador golden retriever mix. Then we've got Knee-High lying down on a bench. He's wearing a purple service dog vest, and his tongue is hanging out as he smiles. And then we have Maureen and Knee-High on a walk on the sidewalk in front of the lake, and Knee-High's wearing a purple bib to catch some of that drool. And then we have Maureen and Knee-High, and they're standing next to Mark and Knee-High's brother, which is Ned, and they're in front of the lake. All right, and we are going to get started with our class presentations. Nice slideshow, right? I love it. Thanks, Mariah, and everybody else who made that happen. Okay, let's see. Let's hear from our students. That's what we're all waiting for, right? First up, we have Colin and Eclipse. Colin, you can go ahead and start walking up. Colin and his husband David adopted their daughter Becca, who's 8 years old, from foster care when she was 18 months. Becca is autistic, and the service dog Eclipse is going to help Becca cope in high emotion circumstances and assist her with social connections. And Colin's going to come up and show her off and say a few words to you. But first, I'm going to give him his certificate. Congratulations.
Good morning. It's hard to know where to start. This entire process is being emotional, it's been draining, and it's been amazing, and it's been wonderful. And so I'm just going to start off with some thank yous. Thank you to GDA and TLC. Thank you to our instructors. Our 4 instructors were amazing. We had lots of laughs this week and ate lots of ice cream, lots of food, lots of treats. Thank you so much to David, all the work that you've put into Eclipse, your heart, your energy. I saw it this morning. I just really want to say thank you, and it means so much to our family. All the work that you put in, the time, the effort, the care, the love, and I cannot wait to see how that's going to impact our daughter, Becca. Thank you to all the sponsors, all of those of you that donate money to this organization. This has made it possible for our family to have a new member in our family and to have Eclipse just bring a level of hope and a level of love and a level of care that we've been looking for. So thank you so much.
So as you might recall, we are in our program, we have our puppy raisers, and then the puppies are turned in for formal training. So first we're going to hear from Eclipse's puppy raiser. Eclipse was raised by Mary, Emily, and Wes Monroe, and Mary is a retired attorney. Wes is a patent attorney. Their daughter, Emily, is now an employee law litigation attorney, practicing for a year, and they have raised 5 dogs for GDA. 2 of those dogs have graduated, and 3 of them became breeders. Those are kind of impressive statistics. Mary and Wes are here in person, and they're going to read a letter from Emily. And when they're ready, they will come on up.
So our just a little background, our daughter is now 26, and a friend of hers just got married last night in Copenhagen. And Emily is a bridesmaid at the wedding, so she obviously couldn't be here. But she sent, she wrote something, and I'm going to read that now as soon as I get my glasses. Eclipse is one special dog, and we cannot be any prouder of her. Our family started raising puppies for GDA when I was 12 years old, but had taken a long break before Eclipse. Eclipse was the first puppy that I raised as an adult, and will always have a special bond. My parents were out of town on puppy pickup day, so Eclipse and I got to spend the first 24 hours together, just the 2 of us. I think she had me wrapped around her finger, or I guess paw, in the first 5 minutes. From day 1, she made it clear that she has a zest for life. She could spend hours bounding through our yard chasing butterflies. Rather than wander off to get into mischief when we weren't looking, like some of our other puppies, Eclipse would happily follow us around just to be near us. She even made some of my most serious law school professors smile, which is not an easy feat. We are so proud of Eclipse and are so excited for her next chapter of life, helping what I'm sure will quickly be her new best friend.
Thank you. And as Russ mentioned earlier, Eclipse was trained at Mule Creek State Prison, and today we are fortunate that her trainer David has been able to join us today, and he's going to be able to share his words about training Eclipse in person. Keep clapping. He's got like 10 more feet to walk.
Oh, man. Thank you for everybody for attending this. Thank you, GDA, first off, and TLC for giving us the opportunity to, handle dogs. A lot of us, we never thought that we get this experience or opportunity to have a dog in prison, and it means a lot to us. There's a lot of us that take it real serious. She's my third one, and when I first got her, Miss Maples told me, that's Party's from the first litter. That's her only little girl, right? So when I seen a lot of resemblance like her mom, and I was like, man. So it's love at first sight, really, And backtrack a little bit. Thank you, Miss Maples and Parisi's, for everything you guys also done for us. You guys are highly appreciated. Miss Maples been there longer with us, and everything helped us out very much, and it means a lot. Learned a lot from you. But besides that, it's like, man, she helped me out so much. Through some of my toughest times. Like last year, when I first got her, I was in the courts already, in the process of hopefully getting out. So I was super stressed out. And she helped me out through a lot of things, through some heartache as well. She was there to comfort me. And she's really good at that. She's a love bug, Like they mentioned, she does a little paw to put it onto you to kind of like, okay, scratch me, rub me. She's an attention seeker. She loves being loved. She's a love bug. Man. Yeah, she's each dog, this program, it helped me out personally on patience, love, and responsibility. And not to be selfish. Like they mentioned before, I could have done anything else in there. I could have worked PIA or something where I could have made a lot more money. But it wasn't about the money. There's a lot of us that will actually do it for free because it's just so awesome to have this experience and to hear the appreciation that comes from it, from the people that they go to, the clients that they go to, and everything. The appreciation that you show means a lot. It means that my time is not wasted. Because we put a lot of work into this. We work 7 days a week. It's an all-day job. We work all day. And we don't make a lot of money. Like I said, it's not about the money. A lot of us, we just care about what we do. And then when you guys give us in return the appreciation, it really touches us towards where it fights harder to continue on. And then the thing I'm going to remember about her most is her love. Her little wiggles. She gets excited and gets a wiggling. Her little fluffy tail. She has a little fox tail like her mom. It's like one of the major things, like I told Colin, I said, when I would have her in the crate sometimes, I come downstairs when we come out in the morning, early in the morning to release, where we could take them out to a restroom. I let her out the crates. I tell her release, and she'll come out super squirmy, and then she'll want me to pet her. As soon as I start petting her, she'll start grunting like, Like she missed it, so like, oh my God, I miss you so much. So it's like just the love that they give us in return, it means so much because some of us are struggling so hard. You know what I mean? Because we're being treated so differently. But through this program, we're being treated as humans through our program. You know what I mean? We're not being treated as inmates, prisoners, none of that. You know, and that's what makes us feel so good. What I hope for, I hope that, you know what I mean, she brings a lot of love to you like she did for me, and she does a good job. That's what we all strive for, because like a lot of people, like we're told like, it's not your dog, right? But it is. It's my dog for that amount of time. You know what I mean? Because that's how a lot of us feel. It's our dog. You know what I mean? That's my dog. I handle her. I'm the only one that's handling her, right? She's assigned to me, so I am the only one, but everybody chips in because we have to transfer cues upon others and stuff, let her know, work with another person. So it does take a team effort, even though she's assigned to me. So appreciation to everybody in the program who helped out, like my bunkie, Coker. He trained Nehigh, and her and Nehigh are like best buds. You know what I mean? They're best buddies. So appreciation to Coker a lot because he helped me out a lot with her as well. And everybody else, you know, like I said, it takes a team effort, you know. But once again, I look at her upon as like my daughter. That's my little girl. That's how I told at my interview. You know, with attachments, oh, I'm going to get attached. You know, I'm not going to lie about it. I'm going to get attached. But the thing is, you're going to look upon it as your child. And what do you wish upon your child when it leaves your house? You hope that they succeed in life. You hope that you did well by them. And as my first one, Timon, as Velcro, and as her, Eclipse, I just hope that they do well and they're successful in life and that I actually did a real good job. You know what I mean? That's my main thing. I just really hope that she does. And I'm surprised I'm not choking up or crying as much as I did, because if you guys would have saw my video, I was choking up too much on it. And yeah, I love her a lot. We fall in love with our dogs. But thank you for everybody who supports it. You know what I mean? The donors, the puppy raisers, everybody that's a part of this program is highly appreciated because it means a lot. It means a lot to us. I know it means a lot to the individuals who are receiving these dogs as well. So, you know what I mean? Keep it up, and thank you.
Good job, you guys. All the way back to the seat. Nice clapping. Thank you, David. We are going to, first of all, I have to share while he's up here talking, I'm like watching the service dogs laying down and they're all snuggled up in a pile and Ned's like upside down and they're just living their best lives over there. We're going to move on to Lee, and Lee has Buddy. Lee is a Canadian Forces Army veteran who served from 2011 to 2019. He currently teaches life skills to federal offenders transitioning from the prison system into the community. And he's coming up with Buddy, and we're going to clap and celebrate him. Good job. You guys are going to be well trained when this is over. There you go. Got it? Okay. Got it.
All right, I used to be really confident with these things, but things have changed. So bear with me. I wrote everything down. So. Hello, my name is Lee. As you know, I'm from Ontario, Canada, and this is my new companion, Buddy. I told the staff here on campus that I didn't want to say much because I have too much anxiety about being in front of all of you. But alas, I couldn't justify speaking if I didn't say exactly what was on my mind. Without saying too much, this match with Buddy came right on time. I had worked hard to mitigate my symptoms and live a normal life, but I found that there was a big piece missing in my recovery. I was desperate for a change. I want to thank the staff of GDA TLC. Thanks to Stephanie, I don't know if she's here, Stephanie, for her diligent work in helping me through the application process. She always took the time to fully address my questions and concerns and was patient when I kept nudging her, saying, when will I have a match? I want to thank Russell, the president of GDA TLC, and his assistant Yvette. I've only met you both briefly, but can see that you're highly motivated to help people. I'd like to pay special thanks to each one of my instructors here at the campus, as they have been the face of GDA TLC for the last 10 days. Erin, who's our main instructor for this course, did an impeccable job, and she demonstrated a confident and incredible ability to teach a topic by addressing it from several different angles. Erin was very supportive throughout the process and made me feel comfortable to ask questions. I would also like to make a shout out to Erin's psychedelic rainbow-colored sandals. I really don't think they got the attention they deserved, and I'm sad that they're not here today. Nicole is another highly knowledgeable instructor on this course, and she has an eagle eye for seeing areas that need improvement as it pertains to the handler communicating with their dog. She appears out of nowhere like Houdini and quickly interrupts and corrects handler behaviors. And she was sensitive to my triggers in the public and reminded me often to take a break and get grounded before moving on. Sorry. I just want to let Nicole know that I don't think I'll ever be able to be friends with her little dog that wears a diaper because he scares me to death. Recovered. The third instructor I want to thank is Sonia. Right from the start, I knew Sonia was invested deeply in this. She had a consistent and palpable connection to the outcome of this process for me and my fellow handlers. She was bubbly and funny. And Sonia encouraged me to master the ability to utilize the therapeutic intervention skills of my dog, not only in practice, but also in public. She remained close in difficult situations and gave me the confidence not to quit. I also think it's important to note that Sonia is Italian. I know this because she told me 50 times over the last 10 days, and she also paid me off to say everything I just said. I want to thank Cheryl. It is my understanding that Cheryl is new in the management team with GDA TLC, and no doubt an excellent choice for this program. Cheryl made sure I had everything that I needed and took personal care of me with certain situations. Her personal help contributed to my success. I also believe that in another life, Cheryl would be a NASCAR driver, because she can handle a Dodge Caravan like nobody's business. I want to thank my puppy raisers, Les and Stacey. I appreciate you. Your selfless actions and tender care produced a wonderful service dog that I can be confident in. To the inmate who trained Buddy, you should be proud. He has mastered all the skills necessary to be a working dog and surprises me every day with what he can do. Manny's not here right now, but I wanted to thank Manny because he takes special care of all the students and staff on campus, and his extraordinary kindness is inspiring. And finally, thank you to Guide Dogs of America, Tender Loving Canines, and all of your supporters for giving me the missing piece of my life. I wouldn't have addressed a group of 3 people, let alone a crowd this size, if you hadn't taken a chance on me. In the past 10 days gave me confidence in myself again and reminded me of who I am, which is somebody I haven't recognized in several years. Thank you.
How well said was that, huh? So this is probably the favorite part of my job. It's the most emotional part too. And Lee's got PTSD. He served his country well, and we want to honor you by presenting you with this flag. I will give you just a little story since you were so funny about this thing. For the past week, they've been driving me nuts trying to figure out first how to fold the flag, and the next what kind of thing to put it in. So I think we got it right. I hope we did. And if we did, it was I that did it. If we didn't do it, if it wasn't, it was Yvette. But actually, no, Yvette did it. She did a great job. So listen, on behalf of Guide Dogs of America and Tender Loving Canine, we present you with this flag for your honor and service.
It really is in the spirit of this particular class to just come up here and do like the hardest speech of a lifetime and roast each other. That's kind of how it's been going this week. So we appreciate that, and we're proud of Lee for coming up and telling it like it is. Buddy was raised by Stacey and Les Huckaba. Yes. Stacey is one of our area leaders from the Antelope Valley group. She is retired and was a human resources executive. Les is currently working as an electronic technician, and they have raised 2 dogs for GDA. Buddy was the first, and they just turned in their second dog, Austin, for formal training last weekend. Stacy's here to represent them, and she is coming right up.
Sorry to make you have to clap so long. Okay, we're good. First thing I've got to say is, oh, buddy, you did it. I'm Stacey Huckaba, and I've raised other puppies for other organizations, but this is the first dog I raised for Guide Dogs of America and Tender Loving Canines. On September 27th, 2019, I came to pick up Buddy, and she came out and handed me this huge dog with these big paws, and my first thought was, are you sure he's only 9 weeks old? But it looks like he grew into his paws just fine. He had no trouble adjusting to our home. He played with our other 2 big labs. He was fearless. And he quickly learned proper cat etiquette. After he graduated from puppy kindergarten, Buddy was introduced to the big wide world. His favorite is when we would stop and I would allow someone to pet him. And if that someone was a child, even better. Then COVID hit. Couldn't go out in public. But we have a lot of other educational and fun activities. Buddy went backpacking. He visited relatives. He took long rides in the Jeep on dusty, bumpy dirt roads. He finished his advanced training through video. So I would do the training in video, Buddy and I performing what we needed to perform. That was certainly a challenge. Not only did I have to do it technically with my phone and get all of the parts in the picture, but it took a long time. But Buddy was a real trooper because we went over and over. Now I look back on those videos, I could really do like an hour-long outtake session of that because they're so funny. In order to get a different environment during lockdown, Buddy went over to some of the other raisers' houses and spent time with them, especially the ones that had children, because that was a real distraction for Buddy as children. But on the other hand, he taught my then two-year-old granddaughter Addie that not all big dogs are scary. On January 30th, 2021, I brought Buddy back for him to go to puppy college. And I would be remiss if I did not thank a few people. First of all, the outstanding staff at Guide Dogs of America and Tender Loving Canines for your dedication and your support. Thank you. To the inmate who continued Buddy's raising, he wrote such fun progress reports. They were hilarious. I could just actually picture what Buddy was doing. To my group, the Antelope Valley group, the raisers and the sitters, always there to lend a helping hand. And of course, to my husband, who fell in love with Buddy. Buddy, oh, he's so cute. Buddy, you are now fulfilling your life's destiny. Lee, you will now have Buddy by your side, loving you, helping you, and making you laugh. And if I know Buddy, he's going to ask for lots of those cuddles. To all of the graduates, furry and non-furry, you decide which category you fit into. Congratulations, and I want to leave you with this. Of the bond between Charlie Brown and his dog Snoopy, Charles Schulz wrote, "It's not where you go, it's who goes with you." You're traveling in good company. Enjoy your journey. Love you, buds.
All right, and Buddy's training was finished at Mule Creek State Prison, and we're going to show a video with him and his incarcerated trainer at the prison.
Good morning. My name is Mario Lawson. To whom this may concern, I want to start this off by saying how much of a privilege and honor it has been to be a part of a program such as this. It's not only allowed us as inmates to take part in helping change someone's life. In the process of being in this program, it's had such a profound effect on my life as well. And it's allowed me to see that change is possible. And if you want it bad enough, it will reveal itself for the taking. And this program has done just that for me. It's changed my life in ways I never thought possible. Before entering Guide Dogs of America, Tender Loving Canine, I had an enormous fear of speaking and performing in public. I was set in my ways of thinking, but I did believe in change. I just didn't think change believed in me. I, like a lot of us incarcerated, struggle with right versus wrong. And for me, Wrong always came easy. But after challenging myself, I quickly realized that right just feels better. So after wrestling with the idea of joining the program and conversing with my wife, who by the way, absolutely loves and adores all these dogs, she helped me to make a decision that would ultimately change my life in ways I never thought possible. And although I struggled along the way, and even at times second-guessed myself a couple of times, it was my wife that convinced me to keep going, because it's going to be me, it's going to be through me that these dogs will be able to be of great and loving service to anyone that may need it. So I can never thank her enough for believing in me and seeing something in me that I never thought I'd see in myself. The same could be said about the wonderful and patient people that runs this program, such as Ms. Maples, Ms. Parisi, and everyone else who believed in me. So thank you. I can go on and on about this program and what it's done for me, but I'll sum it up with saying being a part of something as important and needful as GDA, TLCAD, and listening and seeing this program, what this program represents, and the stories told by the folks that are in need of these service animals not only changed me as a man, but it put that much needed understanding inside of me that says this is bigger and greater than me. And to be a part of this brings joy and comfort to my life. Now let's talk about Buddy, or Buddy Booty as I like to call him. Buddy is more than just a service animal. Buddy to me is like one of God's angels sent down in the form of a black lab to bring joy, comfort, and lots of love to whoever he comes in contact with. When I first was given Buddy, it was in the middle of the 2020 COVID lockdown. I had just been told that the dog that I was previously training would not be returning. It was in that moment that I began to doubt myself in this program, but yet again, it was my wife who convinced me to not give up and to give it another shot. And I'm glad I did, because although I didn't know what to expect when Miss Maples brought the new dogs in, when I seen Buddy, it was an instant connection. Those piercing hazel eyes and calm demeanor had me hooked. Everything I can say about Buddy could be said in his name. To everyone he comes in contact with, he becomes that person's buddy. And as I said in the beginning, Buddy is more than just a service animal. He's everything you need him to be when you need him to be it. His love is contagious. His personality is warm and inviting. And I'm happy that Buddy picked me to take on the journey with him, because he's carried me through some hard and rough times along the way. Buddy is by far the smartest dog I've ever been around. And I'm not saying all the other dogs aren't smart, because they are. That's just how I feel about my Buddy. He loves to work, but he loves peanut butter even more. He's very attentive. More than anything else, Buddy loves to relax next to his hounder. Oh, and FYI, Buddy's favorite game is called Go Get It, where you bring him an object and let him smell it, tell him to hold, and then hide it somewhere, and he will find it. But after that, you must click and treat him, or the game will be over. Buddy don't work for free. I could go on and on about my Buddy, but I'll close with saying that I truly hope and pray that Buddy brings just as much joy, love, happiness, and comfort as he brought me. It's been an absolute pleasure and privilege to work and prepare Buddy for whomever is in need of an angel in the form of a service animal. I want to thank all of my fellow trainers that had a hand in helping shape Buddy into the special dog that he is today, the past and present, such as Inmate Sergeant, Inmate Bryson, and Inmate Beck, and everyone else. Thank you. Sincerely, Mario Lawson. Good morning. My name is Mario Lawson.
All right, thank you. We are going to introduce our next service dog team, we have Joe and Max, and you guys can head on up. Joe is a retired U.S. Army ammunition warrant officer and a mortuary affairs officer who deployed to multiple combat deployments to Bosnia, Iraq, and Afghanistan. He continues to volunteer and run a nonprofit helping those who struggle with PTSD and compassion fatigue.
Please excuse the hat. This is a memento, between me and Lee. We enjoy this, only because we were down at the local store and somebody said, Lee asked how much it was, and they said $6.99. I said, done. So here we are. Thank you, Aaron. Good morning, GDA family. No speech has ever started with no good speech ever has ever started with the infamous words of Mahoney from the film Police Academy. And I'm going to ad-lib this a little bit. Guide Dogs of America, Mr. Mayor, Mr. President, His Holiness the Pope, the King of Norway, and other honored guests. At least I got a laugh out of that one. All right. Side. Sit. I'd like to first start by thanking Sandy and every one of the supporters, donors, and staff members, and the family members here and attended online for all of your love, devotion that you have given to make today happen. Absolutely no words can express how much Max has already helped me, and I am excited to see what we are going to do and experience together. GDA, your work here is nothing but remarkable. Your staff has been extremely kind and accommodating throughout the entire process so far. I'd also like to acknowledge our instructors. Aaron, we will be giving classes later on how to actually do root beer floats, not using Coca-Cola. Cheryl, again, NASCAR, they called, they're looking for you. Nicole, I like the little one. I like the demon. She's pretty cool. And Sonia, hola. That's Spanish, not Italian, sorry. You guys, your dedication to these amazing animals, these dogs, the animals were the handlers of dogs, and the students have been extremely professional, but yet very personal. Simply amazing. I cannot, as a handler, I cannot thank you guys enough. I'd also like to thank Manny, our quiet professional who has always been there to serve and assist us with all of our needs, and always did so with a masked smile and a giant heart. So, Manny, if you're watching, thank you, sir. And most importantly, to my fellow recipients, we came here as strangers, but we're leaving here as family. I look forward to this journey that we are going to embark on together. And look forward to our Zoom ice cream meetings. Our training, and the training on how to make root beer floats, and sharing the amazing things that we have experienced having these amazing animals by our sides. Thank you again for giving me this amazing opportunity, and I look forward to everything we get to see that comes out of GDA from here. And I just want to say that for my fellow recipients, love you guys. Thank you.
Joe, we just really want to thank you for your service to our country. Thanks so much. It's been a pleasure getting to know you.
Let's go.
Thank you. After this, there's going to be a poll of the audience about whether or not it's appropriate to make ice cream floats with Coca-Cola. Max was raised and trained in our prison program, so we won't hear from a puppy raiser here on site, but we do have a video from Max's trainer. He was trained in several locations, including RJD State Prison in San Diego and also Mule Creek State Prison in the Ione, California.
Hi, my name's Eli, and this is Max right here. So first and foremost, I'd like to thank TLC, Tender Loving Canines, and Guide Dogs of America for the service they provide the public and the incarcerated. It's also important that I thank the immediate supervisor in the POOS program, Ms. Maples, and Ms. Parisi also. Thank you very much. Wait, go away. What I remember most about Max is his surprisingly strong response to people's emotional state. Here's a quick example. A friend of mine just hung up the phone, walked over to where Max and I were training. I could see on his face that someone was wrong. Actually, I thought I noticed it, but in hindsight, it was Max. Max slowly broke position from the heel side of me he was in and went over to my buddy and pushed his flanks up against his legs and stayed there staring up at him, kind of rubbing against him a little bit. Now that's when I realized something was up. My friend said to me at that moment, "Hey Eli, my dad just died." So Max is good for that right there. Yeah, hang on a second there, Max. Let me finish this. You see, Max had never met this guy, and it was incorrect behavior for him to break position like that. After that day, I had a new understanding of Max and often witnessed his strong reaction to amplified and subtle emotional states. I love Max, and that's a big part of the reason why. He's generous. And yes, dogs can either be generous or greedy, believe it or not. He has given me his trust as well. This is the most profound aspect of the POOS program. As inmates, we've become accustomed to not being trusted. We condition ourselves to expect this, and we bury the bad feelings tied to this. By Miss Maples and Miss Parisi giving Max to me to train, they have given me the first true experience of being trusted in about 2 decades. The truth is, that's what did it for me. From that grew a personal sense of accountability, increased honesty, and the self-discipline necessary to apply myself and get done what needed to get done. Max is helping me balance the scales. I owe a debt for the crimes I committed. This has been the most work I've ever done. It's hard work, but it's good work. It definitely feels like the right work. I hope all of this translates into a living amends and into a person who I've never met being profoundly affected through my contribution. I hope Max helps his client experience a higher quality of life, an ability to now go out and about with much less difficulty, and a welcoming face to look forward to seeing right here. Sometimes all we need is for someone to be happy to see us. With Max, you'll have all that. He's a very smart animal who's just waiting to help you. Before I close, I want to add something. You know, this kind of people, we all know them. Those people that just have something special about them. You can't quite put your finger on it, but everybody notices it. People are just drawn to them. Everybody wants to be their friend. Well, Max is that kind of dog. Everybody loves Max. He has quite a little fan club around here. People stop all the time, not to say hi to me, but to steal a moment with Max. I believe that. I know he will truly change someone's life. With him goes a little piece of me. He is that special. I hope I've made my family proud as well. If I could say, I love you too, Rebecca, April, and Mark as well. Thank you.
Thank you. And next, we're going to introduce a facility dog team. And they are Mark and facility dog Ned. Mark has worked in the criminal justice system for 16 years. He currently serves as a probation officer in the Wyandotte County Common Pleas Court. The court is excited to introduce the facility dog program to the citizens of Wyandotte County. Mark's new partner will be sworn in as a probation officer and will serve victims of crime, juveniles on probation with mental health concerns, and will be available for assistance to any agency in the area that would benefit from the assistance of a facility dog.
Thank you. Ned. Hello, everyone. Manny, I know you said you were watching, so shout out to you, bud. Thank you for everything. First off, I want to thank the breeders, puppy raisers, and incarcerated trainers Without you, this great organization and these dogs would not exist. Your hard work and dedication since they were puppies have molded them into the amazing service dogs that they are today. To the staff and donors, we are grateful for this organization and all that you do to assist those in need of a service dog. This organization provides fantastic facilities, helpful employees, and the most amazing trainers. Finally, to our trainers, I've spent 16 years in the criminal justice system in which I have amassed many hours of training, and I must say that this group of trainers is at the top of my list. It is truly amazing what you're able to do with a group of people in just 10 days. After all, the dogs were already trained, you were just stuck with the hardest part of training the humans. Seriously though, thank you for everything, for the feedback when we were doing something wrong, to the positive reinforcement when you saw us doing it right. Thanks for blocking our dogs from the loose chihuahuas at Venice Beach, and for your willingness to go off schedule to make training even better. Last but not least, as everybody else has said, thank you for the nightly ice cream parties that allowed us to ask training questions that popped up and to just relax for a while. Thank you. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah, that off-leash Chihuahua business deserves a bonus. Ned was raised by the Pappas family with help from the Dodd family. Sheila is one of our area leaders for the West LA group. Sheila, Greg, and their son Aiden all helped to raise Ned. Ned was their third dog that was raised for GDA, and they're currently raising number 4, who is a black lab named Moose. Sheila was a TA for elementary school and is now retired, and she teaches puppy kindergarten for GDA in her area, and here she is.
This is like the Academy Awards of dog raising. Our first dog graduated during COVID, so we didn't get to do this, and this is really exciting. So it takes a village to raise a service dog, and I was part of Ned's village, and I was so grateful to be there. But I wouldn't be here without Kelly Dodd, who got him before I did, and you did an amazing job, so thank you very much. And Lori and Tammy, who brought Ned's sister Nellie over regularly, helped me also because she knew him before I knew him. They knew him before I knew him. So, and the community that I'm a part of, the West LA community, we got together during COVID outside. We had regular visits. He met all of our regular puppies, and he was a superstar. And he just walked into our family and made a huge difference. He was a snuggler, a cuddler. He got on my Zoom classes with school. He just left his paw print on our hearts. I'm doing what everyone else did, thanks to GDA TLC. The support system here is amazing. To the incarcerated trainers, he wouldn't be where he is without you. To his recipient, Mark, I know he's going to be amazing in your life. For puppy raisers, you know, we all want to be here. We want to be in this moment. And it's a struggle to get here for us. We go through many moments of, oh my gosh, what am I doing wrong? My dog is doing this, my dog is doing that. And we go through moments of, hooray, my dog finally is housebroken. And I think the one thing we all need to remember is to share the good and the bad moments, because that helps all of us get through it. I mean, I'm raising a dog that's very exuberant right now, and without all of the raisers that I've met in all of the groups, I'm not sure I'd be where I am right now. I found a poem that I wanted to read. It's about being a volunteer. When giving is all we have. We give because someone gave to us. We give because nobody gave to us. We give because giving has changed us. We give because giving could have changed us. We have been better for it. We have been wounded by it. Giving has many faces. It is loud and quiet, big though small, diamond in wood nails. Its story is old, the plot worn, and the pages too. But we read this book anyway, over and again. Giving is, first and every time, hand to hand, mine to yours, yours to mine. You gave me blue and I gave you yellow. Together we are simple green. You gave me what you did not have, and I gave you what I had to give. Together we made something greater from the difference. Thanks, everybody.
And Ned was also trained in Mule Creek State Prison, and we will show a video from his trainer.
Hello, my name is Damon, and I have had the great pleasure of training this wonderful dog, Ned, to be of service to you. I've had Ned for a little over a year, and he has become my best friend. Now that he has completed his training portion of his life, and his time with me has come to an end, it's very hard. It feels like losing a family member. Honestly, it's very painful. However, what makes it bearable is the fact that Ned is going to change someone's life for the better, such as he has done to mine. It's the only thing that makes all this worthwhile. I will always remember Ned's smile and eagerness, always to make me happy. To see in his eyes and face that want and need to perform his task to my satisfaction. His unconditional love is unfathomable. Ned came to me with many impulsive issues, which is funny because I too have these same issues. Working Ned through these things has shed a new light upon my own progress in overcoming them. Being around Ned and having him give me a hug or to snuggle or to squish has always brought me great comfort, and many times has brought me out of sad or lonely moods. I know wholeheartedly that whoever gets blessed with Ned as their service dog, that he is going to bring so much joy and help to their lives. With Ned, you truly are getting a superstar. Thank you. God bless. Hello, my name is Damon.
Thank you. All right, we have our next team, Maureen and Nihai. Come on up, Maureen. Maureen is a former longtime educator, current full-time mom to her son Sully, who is 12 years old. She and her family are grateful to welcome Nihai into their family to help Sully with sensory and emotional integration and anxiety.
Hi, I'm Maureen. Thank you all for letting me be here and speak and having me be part of this program. It's just amazing. Like Aaron said, I am a parent of a wonderful son named Sully, who's 12, who struggles with social isolation and anxiety. And I had the idea about a year ago that getting a service dog would be a good thing for him, and went for it full speed ahead. And then about a week before we got here, total imposter syndrome. I emailed Aaron like, this is not the right decision. I think I made a mistake, but there's other people that deserve it more. And she reassured me, and then we got here, and I still felt a little worried. And then I saw I was with 4 dudes as my teammates, and felt even more worried. And I mean, look at them. But we quickly became a team, even though, yeah, Lee, I know more about keto than I ever wanted to know. Mark, who doesn't drink coffee in the morning because it's too hot. Joe and I became dinner table mates, and he drank the lemonade, I drank the iced tea. We're solid. My Gen Xer friend. Colin, I'm just going to admit this now, helped me meddle with Alexa to get the temperature lower, so thank you, Colin. But this program helps us create such a bond between us. It just makes it possible for us to bond with our classmates, but also the trainers. It just provides such an environment to encourage you to learn and to become comfortable and familiar with your dog. And I don't think unless with all this amazing resources and facilities, it would be so much harder. But the lengths that this group goes to provide everything, the transportation, the accommodations, the meals, the trainers are so wonderful. I was telling our puppy raiser, we almost had a 1-to-1 ratio of trainers. We had so much support from them. They're so warm and caring and smart and knowledgeable and taught us so much. So thank you. To our Nehai's puppy raiser family, I got to meet them this morning. Thank you so much. You did a great job. Although I'm stunned, and everyone will be stunned to know that they didn't know him for his drool, which is his signature trait, as everyone can attest to that. But at least he has normal-sized ears. Sorry, Lee. And Nehai's been a wonderful dog, and I know he's going to be wonderful for our family. And I also want to thank Nehai's trainer in prison. I tried to do a video to thank him previously, and I was a hot mess, so I hope he can see this. And no, I say a sincere thank you. And yeah, again, thank you all so much, and this is going to make a huge difference for our family. And thank you.
Thank you, Maureen. Nehai was raised by the Levitt family, and they have Stuart representing them today. Stuart is a realtor. Liz is a physician. They have 3 children. While Nehai was being raised, 2 were in college and 1 was in high school, and now 2 have graduated and 1's in college. Nehai was their first dog they raised for GDA, and Stuart is here to talk to you.
This is really something, isn't it? Wow, I'm taken aback. I want to thank, as everybody is, all the different parts of GDA. I didn't pull this out to come out and have a discussion, including the staff, the breeders, the volunteers, the donors, those incarcerated folks that have done so much. That was really kind of a big black box for me, the prison system. We would hear about it, they'd go in, everybody's always interested in sort of, what do they do? But it's to see these videos and to hear David speak was really, really something and meant a lot to me, and congratulations on all the hard work you guys did. You know, and seeing some of these videos, so we're the past. These guys were the present, and you guys are the futures. And Maureen, this dog was meant for you, and this dog was meant for Soleil, and we're very, very happy that he's found a great home. Nehai came to us at sort of a difficult time for our family. Our pet had passed in the previous year. We were renting a house because our house was destroyed by fire, so we'd been out for a couple of years, and it was a stressful time trying to rebuild. And just as we got him, COVID hit. So there was a lot going on, and he provided a lot of therapy for us, a lot of love, a lot of fun, and a lot of crazy times. Somebody quoted a poet earlier. I'm thinking a little bit about Paul McCartney and the Beatles. Beatles were wrong when it came to Nehai. I think that I'm going to quote it right. And in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make. Well, Nehai gives and gives and gives, and we gave, but not like that dog. That dog is just a lover. And it was that kind of like knee-high Magic. I know we have a dog named Magic, but if he was an M, I would have called him Magic as well. So fast forwarding, we brought him in for service. We got emails about progress, about struggles, and I was kind of prepared for him to be dropped. We got 2 calls from GDA right after we brought him in just this week, and both times I picked up the phone. I said, "Uh-oh," just trying to be ready for it. So yes, we love Nihai, and yes, we would want him back, but he doesn't belong with us. He deserves a family like yours, and a destiny, as somebody had mentioned earlier. And Pam at English had said early on that we're not here to make pets. We're here to make service dogs, and we fully agree with that. So just to finish up a little bit about the Nihai Magic, as I said, we had stressful days. We had frazzled nerves during the pandemic. We weren't always focused on him, but he was always at our feet, always providing love. My daughter mentioned to me earlier this week when we were talking about the type of home Nihai was going to, and she said, it's interesting because sometimes if I was angry or I was stressed, I'd find myself next to Nihai and just scratching his head or rubbing his belly, and kind of those feelings dissipated and disappeared. So we're sure a lot of that Nihai magic is going to follow along to Portland. So congratulations.
Thank you. Nihai was also trained at Mule Creek State Prison, and we're going to play a video of him with his trainer.
Hi, my name is Alan. You probably already know Nihai. When we get in the program, intellectually, we know this ain't my dog. This is your dog. My job is to train him and help him be the best service dog you can. To help us with his speech, we got a little prompt. It says, what will you remember most about your dog? How has your dog affected you in a positive way? And what do you hope, wish for the client? Notice they refer to the dog as our dog. Somewhere in the beginning, we developed this bond, and we forget that one day he's going to leave. And this is not my first dog. And I struggled a lot with my first one. And in the end, he was great. But he just wasn't suited to be a service dog. And the people at GDA and TLC, they were fair and fantastic with how they treated Aladdin. And I still cried. And I felt that I failed him. And then I got to participate in BG's graduation. And I cried then. And I thought it was because I finally did something good. And now Nihai, he's the best thing I ever done. And I should be very happy today. And I'm proud of what I've accomplished. And I'm happy for you that you get to have him. But the flip side of that is today, I'm reminded that I'm losing my best friend. And I also realize why I cried for Aladdin and Fiji. They were my best friends. And that's what I'll always remember about Nihai. I never struggled with anything. With him, he was easy. I knew right away he was smart. And how fortunate I was to get him. And I think the puppy raisers did a fantastic job. They helped make him a happy, gentle dog. He came like this. What I hope for the client is that Nihai touches your heart like he touches mine. That he becomes your best friend. I know there are a lot of people involved to make this program happen. And I know everyone in here with a dog feels the same way about their dogs. I thank you for putting these dogs in our lives. I especially want to express my appreciation to Miss Maples and Miss Precy. I don't know if they specifically picked our dogs out for us. Well, I'm glad they put this one for me. And thank you for putting me in my care. Hi, Mom.
Thank you. Okay, we've got one last graduate. And you might not have heard her getting roasted quite as hard as everybody else because she didn't have the incredible pleasure of spending the week with the rest of these folks. But she is coming to us to celebrate the recent graduation, a recent completion of her placement. And we are super happy that she's here. Her name is Irene, and her dog's name is Magic. Irene is a Navy veteran who served during the Gulf War. After being honorably discharged in 1993, she began a career in education. She retired after 22 years, and her service dog Magic is helping her with PTSD and anxiety.
Good morning. I would like to thank Guide Dogs of America, Tender Loving Canines, especially Cheryl, Erin, Sonia, and Stephanie. I would also like to thank his puppy raisers, Maggie and Teresa, the incarcerated trainers, the volunteers, and the amazing donors who create these miracles. Magic and I have been together for 52 days, and our bond is so strong that he can anticipate what I need. He's my guardian angel, and he represents hope for the future. I wake up every day believing today is going to be a better day than yesterday because Magic is in my life. Each day he gives me unconditional love, mobility, security, confidence. To everyone involved in bringing Magic into my life, thank you.
Oh. There, Joe, it's not just you. Okay, thank you, Irene. Magic was raised by Maggie, and Magic was her first service dog. She goes to the University of Findlay and has come to us from Ohio today to celebrate Magic's big day, and she's coming up.
Thank you. So exciting and so proud to be here today. Like she said, Magic was my first puppy, so I started raising him my senior year of high school. As soon as COVID hit, so he was kind of my buddy during all of that. I'm homeschooled, so we were home together all the time. And it was just such a pleasure getting to raise him and to experience training a dog. He was my first puppy to start, and he survived my crazy Chihuahua that he had to live with. And he was just the most amazing dog. I'm so proud and honored of watching him do that kind of stuff today is just amazing, because I used to go home crying from his puppy classes when he wouldn't lay down for me. So that he can pick up his leash, and it's just so amazing to watch. I'm so proud of him. And they used to spit his kibble back out at me, but he really was the sweetest dog. And we used to joke that he would have been a professional swimmer if he wasn't a guide or a service dog, but we always knew he put his jacket on, and he really was magic. He was a different dog. He loved going to stores, and it was really special. I just always knew this was what he needed to do. So turn-in day was hard. We loved him so much. He was like a pet. But I knew this is what he wanted, and this is what he needed to do in his life. And just watching him, it's been so amazing. So thank you to everyone who helped train him. It really does take a village. It's not easy, but it's so worth it. Sitting here today was just the best. And thank you to his incarcerated trainer. He wrote the most amazing letters. It was the sweetest thing to see, and I know he was so loved there, and he's going to be so loved for the rest of his life. So Magic and Irene, I wish you both the best. And to the Magic Man, I'm so proud of you, and we love you so much.
And we've got a video of Magic with his trainer. Magic was trained in San Diego at Richard J. Donovan Correctional Facility.
My name is Cesar Swain. I was the primary trainer of Magic. My secondary and huge impact to Magic is Christopher Hall. We train Magic here at Donovan Correctional Facility in San Diego. There are many things that I will remember about Magic, but the best part is the love and companionship he gives. Magic is sweet with many personalities, and when I'm stressed out or having a bad day, Magic always lets me know that things will be okay by placing a paw on my leg or his chin on my lap. The way that Magic affected my life was being able to give back to my community. Training Magic helped me to realize that I can live to help and heal in need. I no longer need the destructive lifestyle. Also, Magic has restored the relationship with my children. I know Magic will change the life of many more people on his journey. What I hope for Magic to provide to his new client is to fill the void that one needs to fight daily obstacles. I feel that Magic by your side will provide no limits of what she can conquer out in the world. The love he has and is willing to give is huge. In a sense of shutting down, Magic will always pick you up and say, "Let's go, we got this." With huge brown eyes, what I wish for the new client is that in Magic, you'll have a best friend through tough times and the rest of his life. Love and companionship. Lastly, I would like to say thank you for 1011 Canines and Guide Dogs of America for giving me the honor to be a part of something beautiful. Also to my co-trainers, we did it, guys. Created a service dog.
All right, that's all our teams. Again, thank you. We are going to have just a couple more things to say, but I want to reiterate this concept that everybody's been talking about today, that it really takes a village to raise these dogs, and I know it's sort of a cliche, but it's super, super true. But not only that, the way that our programs run, the dogs also somehow become the connection between the village. So we've got just so many people that know these dogs, and the dogs meet so many individuals throughout their training, and you can just sit for just 1 second and imagine what that's like. You know, this one dog has just all these effects throughout its entire career before it even gets to meet the client, right? And there's something really special about that. And Cheryl's going to come up and bring a puppy and just eliminate that speech. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Congratulations, Class 9. Just want to say another thank you to Provider Contact Food Service and Visiting Angels for keeping us fed, cleaned dorms, and just being there to serve us every need that we have. I will dismiss class, so you can go off and relieve your dogs, give them some water. Everybody else, please stay seated. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about puppy raising. Who wouldn't want a cute little puppy like this in their home? So all of these dogs start off as 8-week-old puppies. Odette is about 12 weeks old, and she is just starting her journey with us. If you would like to take a tour, first of all, I need to introduce Jessica Gaitlin. She is our new puppy program coordinator. She will be the one working with you if you want to. She's standing up in the back waving at everybody. She will be working with you to get a puppy into your hands. I think we have about a couple months before we have puppies ready to go home again. Everybody else, if you would like to go on a tour, I know there's a church group here that would like to do a tour. You're going to be meeting at the Wisteria. Everybody else that is not within that tour, you're going to go kind of behind the stage a bit with Judy Riley, who is in black over there. Thank you again for joining us. We will end with that.